This video will be on how to enable the credit card settlement within your Sage BusinessWorks accounting software. The credit card settlement process allows you to process your credit card payments to provide easier process to reconcile your bank reconciliation in Sage BusinessWorks with your bank statement. To set up and enable the credit card settlement, you first go to Accounts Receivable, Utilities, Maintain AR Parameters Posting Accounts. Here you will see the Enable Settlement process. You may have credit card transactions sitting in your accounts receivable that have not yet been deposited into your bank reconciliation. Make sure you deposit all of these into your bank reconciliation before proceeding, and then simply click the box to enable the settlement process. Next, you want to define a credit card holding account where the credit card transactions will sit until they are settled and moved into your cash account. I've set up account 1160 as my holding account. Then you also want to assign a credit card fees account for any fees that you will be posting. I've set up 7380 as my credit card fees. As a side note, you can use this credit card settlement process regardless of the merchant account used to process your credit cards. It can be used for a great way to reconcile your merchant account with your bank statement when reconciling your cash account in Sage BusinessWorks. Also, the settlement feature is not mandatory. If you are comfortable with the way you are currently reconciling your credit card transactions in Sage BusinessWorks, you may continue with that same setup. Once the credit card settlement is enabled, every time you post a credit card payment or a credit card refund, the receipt and/or the refund will be available to settle in your credit card settlement. So whether you post the payments in accounts receivable, in order entry, or as a credit card refund, the transactions will be available to settle in this credit card settlement. Let's do an example of each and then see how the settlement process works. First, let's post a payment in accounts receivable post receipts. We'll go to accounts receivable, transactions, post receipts. I'm going to bring up my customer Golden, and we're going to select that he paid us with a credit card. And he paid us on January 31 in the amount of $300. And the invoices that he paid was these three. I'm going to go ahead and post this. And we'll go ahead and exit. The next transaction, we're going to do an order entry direct invoice. We're going to bring up our customer ETC, change our date, and go to our line items. And we'll select our part 1001 for $100, and we'll select another part, and this one will have a price of $500, and accept. We're going to go to the summary screen and apply the payment, and the customer paid us the full $600. As we can see at the bottom, the net balance due. They paid us with credit card, so I'm going to go ahead and say OK, and we can now post the invoice. And the last example is going to be the order entry return, where we're actually giving our customer a credit card refund. So let's go into order entry, invoices, returns, invoice. We're going to use our customer ETC and find the invoice that we just posted. And it was closed because they paid it with credit card. So where we're selecting on the apply excess credit to, we're going to say it was a credit card refund, and there was a refund of the $100 part 1001. So we're going to go ahead and give our customer the credit card refund and post that. We now receive our statement from our merchant account letting us know that they deposited $800 into our bank account for credit cards that they settled for the day. So to record this in BusinessWorks into our bank reconciliation, we're going to go to Accounts Receivable, Transactions, Credit Card Settlement. And you notice that this screen is really very similar to the bank deposit screen in Accounts Receivable. So to settle these transactions, we just want to set our appropriate posting date. We're going to use the January 31, 2022. We can use whatever deposit reference we want and description we want to use. If we have fees that are being charged, we can enter that. We'll just go ahead and enter $10 of charges and any description that you want. For the transactions, we'll just select all current, and then we can just select the list receipts, and it will show us all the transactions that were posted as credit card, whether it was a credit card payment or a refund. Now, our merchant account said that they had $800 that they posted into our bank account, but they also charged us $10 in fees. And on that statement, they said that they had this $600, this $300, and the $100 refund. Then the $10 of fees charged. And then when I'm ready, I can just hit the settle button. Now, notice this import button here on the right. If you're using the Paya as a merchant account for processing your credit card receipts, when you settle on the terminal, you'll receive an email with a text file that's attached that has all of your settlement transactions. You can save that file to your computer. And then when you come in to settle here in Sage BusinessWorks, just simply click on this import button, find the file, and then click OK to import the file. What this will do is it will automatically check the select boxes for you of those that settled for the day. Now, when you are satisfied with the fees charged amount and the amount to be deposited, at the bottom, we just simply click the Settle button to post this into our bank reconciliation. So we'll do that now. And at this point, we can print out our settlement report, which is the same as printing out your bank deposit report if you're using the bank deposits feature in Accounts Receivable. Now let's see how this posted, first of all, into our general ledger. So we're going to go to Reports and take a look at our general ledger. And we'll look simply at today's journal entries and preview this to the screen. So on the journal report, we can see that all of the payments that were posted by credit card debited the credit card holding account 1160. So this holding account simply served as a holding account until I actually got notification from my merchant account that they settled into my bank. So if I look down here a little bit, I can see the settlement that was made to my cash account of $800. So $800 on this transaction was credited from my holding account and put into my checking account. So basically, it just transferred the money from my holding account into my cash account. And my fees account was charged the $10 for the credit card fees, and I got a credit against my checking account 1050, which is my checking account, for the fees that I was charged. So we can see that was a very simple transaction on how it just posts to the holding account and then transfers from the holding account into our cash account. Let's see how it posted in our bank reconciliation. Let's now see how this settlement posted into our bank reconciliation. If we go to Cash Management, Transactions, Reconcile Checking Account, make sure you've selected the correct cash account and hit Reconcile. When I go down, I can see the credit card settlement of the $800 and the credit card fees of the $10. This is exactly what's going to show up on my paper bank statement or online. If you go online to look at your bank statement, that's what's going to show that was settled by my merchant account for the day. Now that was easy. This concludes our video on how to enable credit card settlement in your Sage BusinessWorks accounting software. Thank you for joining us.